que aunque ya venimos trabajando desde hace varios años con el sistema híbrido, siempre aparece algo nuevo que nos hace perder tiempo. Hoy tenemos de invitada a Christine Laquet, que creo que está bueno esta de Coloquio porque es una artista que se inspira en ciencia. Entonces es una mirada de la ciencia que hacemos nosotros que desde otra perspectiva. Christine es una artista visual francesa cuyo trabajo se sitúa entre la investigación ambiental, el pensamiento especulativo y experiencia corporal. Ha investigado temas como meteoritos que contienen rastros del origen de la vida, cianobacterias que la generaron o el regreso del lobo, que es como símbolo de miedo y resistencia. Actualmente centra su práctica en el océano y en organismos como el plancton y las algas, explorando la simbiosis como necesidad biológica y postura filosófica. Trabaja con instalaciones, performance, cine y pintura para crear entornos inmersivos que cuestionan la mirada humana y proponen nuevas formas de percepción y convivencia con lo vivo. Ha expuesto internacionalmente en varios lugares como Brasil, Corea, Polonia, Tailandia, China, entre otros. Se formó en la École Nationale Supérieure de Artes y obtuvo varias becas y financiamiento, como por ejemplo Artista del Mar, con financiada por el Schmidt Ocean Institute. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I will try to speak loudly, but please let me know if you need more sound from me. So yes, I'm happy to be here, first of all, and to have been able to be one Artist at Sea participant. So you could read in the meantime what Artist at Sea is. Just to say it in a few words, it's like 10 years it exists now. And it's a wonderful, magical occasion for artists and scientists to collaborate and to be together on board on a vessel that is super well equipped and with people like you in the room that are also researching, like artists and scientific have some similar goals sometimes, and it's about research. And sometimes we don't know where we're going, but that's the experimenting zone that is also very interesting. So I'm just going to begin by this picture taken yesterday by Sylvia that we see on the right side. And I think everybody's here, but I'm not sure. Just to begin with this marvelous image of, and a little bit of sadness because it was very emotional for us to come back on land, and we have this, we are still moving very much. So I will go quite quick. My idea is to do a very quick presentation of my work, where I come from, and then what I've been experiencing, and give you a little taste of what I've been doing. So you understood I'm using a lot of different material in my work, but I like to present this image at first because it's photographs that I've been doing in 2021 when I actually really began to work with the sea. So this is the place where I'm living. It's in close to Nantes by the ocean, and I had this idea to use my breath to try so that means the water of my body to try to erase the horizon line. Of course, it's impossible, but and it was a little bit too warm to do that, so I had to really go for it and nearly scream. And it's called Unbreath Me Sea. It's also trying to embrace this ocean that is actually covering most of the Earth. And so it's like a beginning of a story. Last year, I've been involved in a residency that I've organized myself with the scientists, with the Station Biologique de Roscoff, which is in Britannia, in north of Britannia, very nice place. And I was able to work with the cyanobacteria team. So you can see here are the 5 colors that are representing the main cyanobacteria in the ocean. And for me, it was quite an experience to be able to manipulate those cyanobacteria that are like at the origin of the living, but also they are alive pigments. And for an artist, is very challenging to work with unusual pigment coming from the sea. So I was able to have my own culture at home, my little garden. I don't know how we can call that, but then every time I was changing their water for them to divide and reproduce. Sorry, my term is not exactly scientific terms, but and then every time I was using the cyanobacteria, then I was, you can see I was doing some dropping, and I left when it was drying. Then the pigment stayed for at least like 3 months, and then it began to disappear slowly and slowly. Here you can see some, I got inspired by Ehrenberg, Professor Ehrenberg, who is the first one to draw some euglena, who are these monocellular species I got interested by, and they have some cyanobacteria in themselves. So I was pretty interested by that. Those are euglena I could see on the microscope. That was part of an exhibition I had in China too. I'm going to show you later. So I also like to play with your tool, which means looking at the microscope, but also like pretending, doing some zoom on my own drawing process, which looks a bit like a microscope. Or sometime I like to film the manipulation. Oops. Okay. Oh, no, I did something wrong. I will come back to it. Sorry. Okay, no. Okay, I guess I will do like this. Back again. That's me. Yes. So this is the first time I was on a boat. It lasted just a few hours, and I was amazed by the choreography, all the gesture that are made by. That was my first experience for all the manipulation and data that you're going to need to have. And I made this first video, which is for me more like very close to a ballet and on the Folklore too, of course, it was another scale, crazy scale. And so I've been filming a lot too. Okay, this one we saw, I won't come back on that. And here is, I was then in China, and I've been very close by, so I was in Xiamen, which is by the sea. It was an exhibition called Sensing the Sea, organized by Tiana Miskovic and Celia Brosius. And then I've been working, there's the white porcelain industry very close by, and it's really by chance. It wasn't really organized that I would work with white porcelain in a very short time. But then I was welcomed by Luzerne factory, and they let me work inside the factory. So it's a lot about, my work is a lot about interaction, meeting people, being at the good time, at the good place with the right people. You know, these 3 points when you have the choice to find them. Well, in residency, it's what happens a lot. And I like to be very, to let this happen to be open to that. And it's when also curiosity also really help to have that happen. So this was a huge installation. Ah, why I can't? Oh, yes, it's working again. Use installation with coral. So it's called Don't You See, SEIA, change. It's about, of course, what's happening now with the bleaching of coral. It's quite obvious. But here is a work I've been doing. I discovered through your tool again, the paper that is completely waterproof. And I decided here it's a specialist in zooplankton that is filming me while I'm doing this performance that is, I'm doing observation drawings while the tide is coming up. And so I find myself being drawing with the sea. And this is something I used here because actually I did on the boat the same presentation, and I used two different kinds of paper. One that is made of stone, 95%. So it's actually completely waterproof and very resistant to water and other things. And the other one, which is disappearing. So that was my first action. You can recognize me actually presenting. And then the first action was to use all of our name, I mean, all the team of scientists' name, and Bernie with taking those pictures, and me, who are not scientists, but part very much of this group. And I put all the name together for them to disappear as a particle, and then it was like a group thing. Then you can recognize one of the Martin Saraceno who's here. I've been filming a lot, I've been interacting a lot, and I was really happy to learn so much. And then the tools that were used in this expedition were amazing. Like this one is my favorite. It looks really much like a UFO. And I'm also at the same time, the work, I've been producing different works I'm going to show you. But when I will be back in France, I'm also going to work on a film, or maybe several films that are going to be more fiction-like, but with very beautiful images I could get on the boat. The other boy that I really enjoy, and that is coming from Marseille, from France, is a glider called Sea Explorer. And I had the chance to go on the boat to recuperate the glider. It was a really nice experience. Of course, the star of the Falcon 2 is Sebastian, and it's an incredible travel under the sea that once is doing, and I feel again very lucky to be able to have been able joining that. So I've been very inspired by those images, and also one of the main goal of the expedition was to draw some map of the two canyons. So with what is called bathymetry. So the boat is turning and turning and turning, and with echoes. Again, I don't have the right term, sorry for that. Then it's through sound, actually. It's giving a very precise map. And I've been very, very much inspired by those maps that were very visual maps. So I've been using them little by little. Then here is an interesting thing is that after my presentation, I was very happy because some scientists came to me and began to say, hey, I've got this mud, this sediment, would you be interested by that by any chance? And I was like, oh yeah. And then I began using the sediments. I was really happy that it was not any sediment, of course. It was the one that Sebastian was taking. So for me, it's like so precious. And then I put together you can see the mud here and the maps. So I was using both, again, my paper, my stone paper from land, which is waterproof, allow me to put a lot of water and the paper doesn't care. So as the other one would completely disappear, but then leave the ink of the maps. So it's becoming very abstract drawing at the end. I put those two images in terms of studio place. Well, there's not exactly a place, so you need to find your place. So I began with the picnic table, which was outside. It was getting cold, and they put the table inside. Not for me, it was actually, they had to do that, and then I followed. And then I found myself in the barbecue place. I had a little computer room, very nice room in the computer place, but then sometime I invited the main lab, and I even finished in the maybe nobody saw me there, I think, and it was the washing machine room. Yeah, not counting that I had the cabin where I had the chance to be alone in my cabin, so I could also work there from time to time. So this is the mud, and this is the drawing process. So I was using a lot of water, so I could have the water movement. And then I had to invent my technique, because then I needed to find a glue and a way of gluing it, because I wasn't thinking about how to glue of course, the sediment will glue a little bit on the paper, but not enough to transport it or do anything with it. So I was going to see, oh yeah, I forgot the chief, the cooker. The chief gave me some tools for me to be able to do some things. But then I went to him and asked, like, how do you cook your rice? Like, can I keep your water? Because then I will need that. And he said, no, we have a rice cooker. Okay, so, but then can I use some flour and ta-ta-ta? And then, but then finally, because I was asking for some type of glue, eventually white glue that I can dilute, but it wasn't happening. But then Coco, who is actually the tech manager, who is not the one that I would have guessed could find me some glue, but then he is the one who finally found some wood glue I could dilute with a lot of water, and then layer by layer I was mixing it and adding some more sediment, and then finally it was stuck. Then I forgot the helicopter deck just at the entrance. I was provided a little desk there. So this is actually what I was saying. The chief gave me those plates, so I can do my experience with some ink. So I've been doing like 5 drawing. I mean, I've been doing is a lot to say. It's not exactly me doing it. It's like I gave a space where the ink it's nearly purely ink mixed with a little bit of water, and with the wave, it was moving all the time. And it lasted nearly, I think I began after a week of doing them, and I've got 5 of them. And I asked also the captain if I could, on the bridge, they are having this, I don't know how to call it, like seismograph, but for the atmosphere, for the pressure of the air. So then I was interested to have the air atmosphere pressure and also the wave of the boat together. So this is one work, and it ended up making very beautiful drawings, like with very, very fine lines, because the ink was coming back and forth, but then sometime it would, of course, we're on a ship, and then sometimes there are big waves, and sometimes nearly no waves, and then they have been made nearly at the same moment with the same protocol, not maybe not the same sizes, but then they are ending up being very different, which was quite interesting. So in the meantime, life continues on boat. I put that picture because it's such an incredible experience to me and for all of us, this collective time, and the beauty of it too. It's like every night we had this, nearly every night, I mean, this sunset, crazy sunset, and the views and everything was really just amazing, with amazing people. This is another project that this was not the last, but the pre-last dive. I asked if ever I could do an intervention during the dive. So the dive is lasting like around 5 or 6 hours, and sometimes I cannot say boring, it would be badly said, but sometimes it's a little bit long. It's not always that we're seeing events. And so, like, one option is to talk very much, which scientists enjoy doing, and to chat with the people asking questions. But sometimes there was some silence. And so I asked, like, may I intervene when it's more quiet? And then I wrote a poem. I was since the beginning I wanted to work on bioluminescence, because if you consider that 72%, right, of the Earth is covered by the ocean, then under, let's say, between 100 meter to 200 meter, if the water is clear, then there is no light anymore. So it's what? What is it? It's darkness. Is it darkness really? Are we? So I really and then you have those crazy creatures that are bioluminescent, and it's fascinating. But then as an artist, you can sort of reproduce a sort of luminescence. Of course, it won't be bioluminescence, and it won't be luminescence at all, but we have tools like fluorescence, pigment. And then to make it looking like bioluminescence, you can add a UV light, you know, when you go in parties or stuff, or for Halloween in a few days, a lot of bioluminescence will happen, I guess. Well, I use some fluorescent paint, and I decided I would use then the water, because again, I've got my 2 papers, one that is going to disappear and one that is going to stay. So I'm going to write this poem that I wrote on bioluminescence, but also about darkness and what is it exactly. And so I called it I glow, therefore I vanish, because things are disappearing. And I asked people on the boat, sorry, on the ship, to collaborate, to give me little drawings, little. So I mean, it was really nice to have a lot of people participating at their own. Like I can see some member of the wet club that were very active. Some of you are here. They made like a wonderful drawing. And we had like Valeria also made beautiful little phytoplankton and some other many others. And so there, I divided it in 4 chapters, and I will at the end of this, I will show you. I will show you different what it gave. But then you can see here like human invented light to forget what they cannot understand. To appear is to start dissolving. It was this kind of phrases that I put together, and it was a very poetic action, and it went very slow. And in the background, I could project some different videos too. So, like one of the video was the one where I was drawing with the tides, so that I've shown you at the beginning of this presentation. I also gave display of my work, so you can see the result here of the. We have some here of the drawing with the map and the sediments. Alex with technician and plus plus displayed the video like everywhere in the control room, in the computer room, in here. That was amazing for me to see them around and to see also them together. That was really nice. And so I decided to make a little composition with the paper I used to write that didn't dissolve. And I used it for the captain, to give to the ship. It was the barbecue night, like it's supposed to be the party, and we had a party of some sort without alcohol, or nearly without, but with a lot of dance, and that was great. And this is actually yesterday, just before leaving with Sylvia, our chief scientist. And I would like, during the question, I will activate. So these different screens, I was trying to put them together. Normally it should work. It's a little, so okay, let's start. Let's see. So then you can have if you go on Schmidt Ocean YouTube channel, you will be able to see them too. Yeah. And this one is actually the dive. And I think I'm good with time. I try to respect as I can speak. I can be very. I can say much more. And again, I didn't have much time to prepare as we arrived yesterday, and it was very intense coming back on land, etc. So I could have been much more precise about what I've been filming, doing. There are so many images. It's gonna take a lot of time to derush. So yeah, thank you very much.
Question? I have a question. How long for you it takes to think about what do you want, what do you want to do, or for example, in this case, in our project, A Tale of Two Story, Two Canyon, because I think maybe you have to raise something in mind, and you have to think about which materials you will need. Sometimes it's how is that process?
Yeah, it's always very difficult, and especially in this situation, because I'm coming from France, and then you are very limited with using like a backpack and a little suitcase. So I'm used to make a big thing or installation. So what do you bring is a big question. You know that you can buy something in Buenos Aires before, but then I know that space is very limited on the ship, so I was careful. So I had my camera, I had my two papers, I had some painting or fluorescent and phosphorescent, and the lamp, my little video projector, because I thought I would need it eventually, like things like that. And already your bag is nearly full with your computer, your hard drive, etc. And so it's already a lot. And then you are asked, when you apply to this residency, you are asked to write a project. And you are writing something knowing, and everybody knows, like artists at sea, they know that it's going to be different. I know it's going to be different. And then you meet different people, and what is happening there, like from the morning till the evening, I was running everywhere. I was having discussion with many people everywhere, and I was trying every time I was brought to a place. I don't know. It's not like I've planned so much in advance. I had some idea about the film. Like I would like to make a film, because the images I got from my experience in La Station Biologique in Roscoff was amazing, and there was also even like so much big. But then it comes with conversation. I have to say, the first inspiration is Martin was showing me some like the scheme. How do you call that?
Trajectories of the drifters?
Yes, trajectories of the drifters, but also somebody from Toulouse sent you some maps that I was like, oh, give me some maps. I want to draw them. I want to do something with them. And then I began with that, maybe as a pretext to begin with something, which I like to do, but I didn't continue with that. So then, I'm also experimenting with my own material, like the stone paper is something kind of new in my work that I didn't experience that much. So every time it's progressing with what's happening around, and things are coming. And, it's not that often that as an artist, you've got this situation where you don't have to cook. Somebody is cooking for you, and plus the food is just great. So you are just waking up, you take your coffee, and you do that. If ever you got time, you think, oh, maybe I will go to the gym, because there's even a gym. So it's like you just need to concentrate on your work and meeting people, and the inspiration is just like it's just going everywhere. It's like you don't need to force yourself. It's actually you need to restrain a little bit, especially in my case. I have the tendency to work and work and work, and then I need to decide at one point which direction I'm going to take, and which is the work I'm going to focus on a little bit more, and which is the part that I'm going to work when I'm back home. And actually, that's why I'm saying this is the film. And I also got some more sediments with me that I tried to dry a little bit in the incubator, so I could bring some back home and make a few more drawing with the sediments. Yep.
I'm not sure if it was your first time in the middle of the ocean, because the other boat was the first time.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if I would be seasick at all. And no, for me it was a very intense experience to be in the middle of the sea like that. Like what you see is your reason, you know. And once we had to drop a member of the crew for medical situation in Mar del Plata, and I wasn't prepared to see buildings and the land, and it was a little bit what? It was a little bit shocking. It's the first time of my life, and no, it's really amazing to be in this element and not feeling sick at all. I'm more suffering from, like right now I'm talking to you and I'm not saying, but I really feel like that, you know. It's more a problem now that it has been on the boat. Yeah. So yeah, it's my first experience. And I want to renew it, but unfortunately it's a one shot.
I'm sure you experienced many visual and all sort of sensorial things in the cruise. But one thing that I personally watched when I was looking the videos from the Sebastian dives, when they were taking those sediment cores, that powder was so fine that even with a slight touch,
yeah,
you know,
oh yeah, yeah,
maybe that has, like, I don't know, you could relate somehow to spreading material.
Yeah. No, it's like so many beautiful images. You're like, at some point it's a little bit depressing. Like it's so beautiful that as an artist, like how can you compete? What can you do? You know, when it's like so beautiful, like what can you add to that? It's so there is that, and plus the images that Sebastian is able to produce is like this technology. It's 4K. It's like the camera would go on the very, very close, and it's like, oh, it's so nice. The color are great and everything is nice. And so it's not a question of competition. So what can you add is the thing. And I believe that if people are looking at these videos on YouTube that much, it's also because it allows us, everyone, to discover what's invisible for us. And then sometime, like that's why I was talking about darkness and the invisible and this type of thing in my last work. It's because it's not because we can't see that it doesn't exist, and there are sometimes we tend to forget that. And I've made another work that I've been showing to the scientists the first time, which is on land, of course, but by night. And actually, it was with what camera? Camera that keep your temperature. I forgot the name. And it's actually without a zoom. It's just in the countryside of France, and it's like all the things that are happening by night that are just next to you and that you are not aware of. It's crazy. It's like some shots are just and also the mix of like some shots are just renard, I forgot renard. A fox playing with a cow, a little cow, or different things, and it's all of that is this, and then this put me in the fact that this darkness, obscurity, is something that I highlighted in my last drawing performance. It's because actually maybe we are in this situation now where because there's too much light, we can't even see the stars anymore. The night is about to disappear too, and that's why it's also linked to this very big industrialization and what we called, this problematic Anthropocene problem, and all the problem that we have right now is also coming from that, and it's passing with light too. The fact that light is dominating is very present, and that's why in this work I was questioning the light, like as a thing that represent a lot the human, because maybe we are just afraid of the dark, but maybe we should see the dark differently and understand that the dark is actually what represents the most the planet Earth.
So for the Ocean Smith is only one shot. You can apply for, I don't know, next year.
No, it's a big, of course, many artists would like to be on this ship. Again, I've been very lucky to have been part of it, but no, of course, it's a one shot. But I find I would love to. I mean, in France, there's a boat a ship that you might know, which is called Tara Océan. And they are also doing since quite a long time this collaboration with scientists and artists. And the work they are doing is really impressive. I hope that it's something that can develop more, and never know, maybe there will be another occasion, but I don't think so. I'm just very much willing to go back on the ship for any reason, because it was just such a amazing experience. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
one last question. Will you upload your, because now you said you will come back to France and start to put an order or the thing you did and the video, you will share on the social media, or you are waiting maybe to have an art exhibition?
Well, if you're talking about, yeah, I will probably take the time at some point to show my video on Instagram. Not much video because it's not easy, but maybe the paintings, the drawings, and things like that. I guess when we are talking about a film, it's more an exhibition because you need to have good video projection, good sound quality, and social media is not doing everything. I can promote it. There is my website that is not exactly updated, that I need to take the time to update, but that I don't like to do. So yeah, I'm trying. Actually, social media is quite interesting to tell people, hey, here is where I am, what I'm doing right now, and then to keep in touch. But it won't really give a good idea, like the quality of the image is not right, and you don't have the choice that it cuts your image, and then if you want to say something, then you have only a few phrases, otherwise it's too much text, etc., etc. So yeah, it's more for promotion and keeping in touch, but not more than this. So I would say my website could be a thing. And yeah, try to come to see my show. Hopefully I will have a show in Buenos Aires. I'm in contact with the French Institute here, or whoever I would be super happy to come back here and have a show with the film and some other things. So that would be amazing. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Tengo un pequeño anuncio, digamos, para alguien de